good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Dick Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, come on, music! Being a superstar actor must be a big deal. I don't know, I'm a broke YouTuber, so I have no idea what that's like. But I can imagine it's a lot of pressure, especially when you worked hard for all that you have. And that is the case with Jonathan Majors. He's not just a guy that's been in a lot of movies. He's a guy that hits a particular barrier that crosses over into the mainstream audience. And America loved him. Stop the show. Well, they did until he got into it with his white girlfriend. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Rewind! Let's get back on Jonathan Majors. He's done some really amazing things in his life. He's went to Yale University and got a master's. Again, I told you he's been on the covers of magazines and he's been in a lot of great films. But the issue is he seems to have somewhat of an ego and a controlling mechanism over the women that he dates. Let's talk about the relationship he had with Grace Jabbari. Now, again, Jonathan Majors was kind of living, in my honest opinion, a double lifestyle. He's dating this lady that's not from the black community, but at the same time, wanting to establish real ties with the black community. And I'm not saying that, it's not okay to do that. It is a little weird for me. So he was having some issues with Grace Jabbari. As we know, he got convicted of what he got convicted of. But there is a conversation that I want you to hear of, which is quite shocking.
What are we doing right now? Period. This is actually, period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really though, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No. Do you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not, I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this, my temper, my travel, blah, all that said, right? And I'm not saying I'm a great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately.
So if you heard that, Jonathan Majors is infatuated with a woman being by his side that behaves like a Coretta Scott King. He wants a woman that behaves like Michelle Obama. And when we see those women that are black women, we look at them, at least we assume, because we don't really know them, but they appear to be submissive, docile women who are right by the side of a strong black man. The problem with Jonathan Majors is that Grace Jabbari, number one, is a white woman, and she had no intention of being Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama because she has no ties to the black community. So there is no absolute way that she can do that. And then there's another problem. Jonathan Majors is not Martin Luther King. So I don't know where he went with that. But fast forward! He then did an exclusive interview with ABC News, which caught a lot of backlash. He said this about Meagan Good.
She's held me down like a Coretta, you know.
He now wants Meagan Good to be Coretta Scott King, which is also wrong. The reason is because Meagan Good, number one, is older than Jonathan Majors, and in many cases may be as popular or more popular in certain settings. Fast forward! That brings us to the topic of today's show, which is this. Meagan Good, Jonathan Majors went to go hang out at Tyler Perry's new movie premiere at Regal's Times Square. There we see Cory Hardrict, who I believe was in the movie, and Meagan Good in the movie, looking exceptional, by the way, and that is going to be on Amazon Prime. But somebody noticed something, that Jonathan Majors felt very uncomfortable with Tia Mowry's ex-husband, Cory Hardrict, taking a photo right next to her. Now I'll stop the show. They do look like a good couple, and Meagan Good definitely is very beautiful. But somebody noticed something. Well, while Meagan Good is taking a picture with Cory Hardrict, it was Jonathan Majors who was playing the role of Coretta Scott King, while Meagan Good was playing the role of Martin Luther King. What does that mean? Well, that Meagan Good was a person that was actually getting all the shine, and Jonathan Majors didn't like that. Now, I found this YouTube video that was created a few years ago, and it talked about black men being threatened by successful black women, and how do black women get along with that? Oh, let's play a little clip of that and find out.
What are the complications of being a single black successful woman?
Wow, the complications? You know, that's an interesting question, because from my perspective, I don't think there aren't any complications. Oftentimes when you have conversations with other women, they talk about it being complicated. There's not enough men out there.
Right.
They're intimidated. I know Steve Harvey has said that they're not intimidated, but men are intimidated
I believe that too.
By your status. The number of men out there on your level in terms of success is a lot less. So it's if you look at it broadly and from a lot of women's perspective, they say complicated. I don't really see it as complicated because, as you know, I believe that we have to be of a high thought. So ultimately, we attract to us what's in us.
Sure.
And even though we may be professional and successful and we have, quote, status, there's still some internal issues that's keeping the right one away from us.
You see, guys, I just want to tell you this. As much as we believe that black men are not intimidated by certain women in the community, the fact is, yeah, we do have some brothers that are intimidated by successful black women. And what Jonathan Majors is used to dealing with are women who typically need him, that are really doing worse than him. Some women that he might have to control certain things. We can all prefer what we want. But the reality is that Jonathan Majors, in my honest opinion, got forced into a relationship with Meagan Good, because in order for him to kind of regain himself, he had to come back to the black community. And he's still younger and most likely, in some eyes, less successful than Meagan Good. And now Meagan Good is out here in this particular situation, outshining him, where he is an insecure man. And the question is, will Jonathan Majors lose his cool again? And let me just say this, guys, this is very important. Many men out there will probably come across this. One of my best friends is a dentist, and he didn't want to date anybody that was broke. He got tired of ladies asking him for money. He wanted a woman that could support herself, that had her own income. And to be fair, he did find that. But at the end of the day, he had to also be okay with sharing the spotlight too, because she was already doing that before she met him. So because of that, he kind of had to take it on the chin. And that did kind of stop things for a while, I'll be honest. The question is for you, are you going to be okay with it? Again, if you're going to deal with a woman that doesn't need your money and a woman that's doing very well, she doesn't have to be disrespectful towards you to make you feel bad. But there are going to be some times where she's in the spotlight and you might not be that guy in the spotlight. And can you handle it? If not, you might be in an uncomfortable situation like Jonathan Majors allegedly is. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.